Alright, hello everybody, I'm Zach, and today I'm going to be showing how to use our new robot dog. What I'm going to do first is basically show you everything that's going on in here because it is a bit complicated. So let's start by opening up the case that it comes in. It's just got these two little things right here, so basically push it down and undo it. It's really simple. Okay, so obviously this is the robot itself. This is the robot dog right here. And then this is the controller that comes with it. This is what we'll be using mostly to be, well, controlling it. And then we've got the charger right there. This is part of the charger as well. It's two-piece. And this is a really cool little controller that you can use. You put it in your pocket and the robot will follow you. I will demonstrate that later. Now this thing has also got a battery inside of it. It's actually right here. I will show you how to remove that in just a second. And finally, these right here are just extra like pads. They're these things right here. So if you need to replace them, there's extra. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to take this thing out. Now it is quite heavy, so try not to hurt yourself doing this. We'll grab it by the strap right here and pull it out. Now what we want to do when placing it down is make sure that all of the legs are angled correctly. There we go. So basically like that. You want to make sure that like this part right here is facing down. Real quickly before we turn this thing on, I'm going to show you how to remove the battery. It's right here, and there's these two little tabs right here that you have to push in and the battery will pop out. And so you can kind of lift this up and take it out. This is the battery right here, and this is the charging port on the back. You can see that. So you can plug it in with the charger that I showed you earlier, and there's these LED lights right here. So give this a little press and you'll see how much battery it has. So as you saw, it's about 3/4, which is enough for today. So I'll put this back in. There we go. Do it with the power button facing up. All right, now let's boot this thing up. So the way you do this is you're going to press the button 3 times. You're going to do it twice quick, and then on the 3rd time you're going to press and hold it down for a few seconds, and I'll show you what I mean by that. So there we go. And you'll know when this is ready because it's going to stand up on its own. It'll take a couple of minutes to boot up. And in the meantime, let's turn the controller on. It's this button right here. So just press it once, then there we go, until it beeps. And then you'll know the controller's on. So I'll be back in a second. Oh, never mind. That was quick. Now it's ready to go. As you saw, it stood up on its own. So I'll start with the basic movement. So this is what moves it forward and backward. And this turns it. So you can turn it either way. So you can kind of move it around and turn it. And yeah, I mean, pretty much any direction you want to do. That's the basic controls right there. So aside from just, moving around, this thing does have a few little quirks to it. Now, if you press R1 and B at the same time, it's going to sit. So these two buttons right here, this one, press at the same time. And if you press the buttons again, it'll come back up. Now, another thing this thing is able to do is do a small little jump forward. Now, you'll want to be in more of like an open space to do this, but to do that, press R1 and A at the same time. So that's basically how that works. Now, if you press R2 and B at the same time, it'll do sort of like a handshake type thing. So press them both at the same time, this button and this button. It'll do that. All right, so now I'll show you one of my personal favorites, and that is the dance feature. So if you press L1 and B at the same time, then it'll do like a little dance. I'll show you that. Now there is another setting on this called running mode. Now basically the combination for that is L2 and start, which is this little button right here. So press them both at the same time. And away it goes. Now, if you ever want to put it back into the normal walking mode, pretty much under any circumstance really, just hit the start button, just press that button, and that's it. All right, and one of the final button combinations I want to mention is the knockdown recovery. So let's say that this thing like falls over for whatever reason, and you want to have it like pick itself back up. You would press L2 and X at the same time, and that's how you do the like knockover recovery. All right, now this is the little device I was telling you about earlier that lets the robot walk right beside you. Now the way this works, and this is important, this thing has like a gyroscope inside, so when you tilt it, the robot will move. So the way you do this, after you turn it on and it's connected, you want to clip it onto your pants just like this. Make sure it's vertical, and this part is pointed outward. And if at any point the robot gets like kind of out of control, you can just move this little joystick around and it'll stop. All right, so to turn it on, just press this button, the power button, and you'll hear the beep and you'll see the lights up top. That's how you know. Now to sync it up to the robot, you're gonna double tap the button with the M on it, but you want to do that while you're standing right next to it. So I'm gonna stand right here. I'm going to put this down here on my the side of my pants like I told you earlier, and then we'll double tap. Alright, and then when you walk, it should be right next to you. And you are also able to control the robot with this little joystick. You can move it around as well. That also works. Now, to put the robot away, what you want to do is to make sure it's lying down. And to do that, we're going to press L2 and A at the same time, but twice. There we go. And then what we're going to do to turn it off is the same way we turned it on. So with this button, press it 3 times, and on the 3rd time, hold it for a few seconds. All right, so let's put this thing away. The first thing we're gonna do is move the back legs and basically flip them over, like you just saw me do right then. So move them from this position to this position. And then when we put this in, we want the front part right here. As you can see, there's a little like spot right there for that to go. All right, so when putting this thing in, it can be quite tricky, so do be patient while doing it. And we're gonna do it the same way that we took it out, lift it up by the handle, and then we'll kind of place it down, and we'll adjust the legs. Make sure that it's all the way in because we want to make sure that this case closes. There we go. So it's kind of hard to see, but there's like these little ramps on the inside of this like styrofoam case that the legs rest on. That's where you'll want them to rest to make sure that they're as flat as possible. And also you don't want to forget the controller. Don't forget to turn it off. Same way we turned it on. Press once, and press and hold until it beeps. And you can slide that down here. There we go. And now, push that down, clip it, push that down, clip it, And don't forget to charge the battery on both the robot and the controller regularly, and then you're done.